everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to tweak UVs to get some interesting results and allow you to create worlds a lot easier. One of them being all of these objects have the exact same texture on them, but as you can see, the scale of the texture is the same in all of them in terms of world size, and that is not done by triplanar. That is done by scaling the texture relative to the object. So you're able to keep things correct in world scale and then not need to worry about something being too large or too small. And as you can see right here on these rocks, this is the exact same rock, but the textures are all offset randomly. So that way you can use the same texture on everything and it will not read the same on every single rock. Obviously, you could still tell something is repeating if you have some kind of unique thing like this orange stain. It is just moving around, but this gives you a nice breakup and allows you to create things much easier than if you would with a very repetitive object. Let's show you how it's done. As always, here we are in a brand new project. This is 5.2, but this is possible in any Unreal 5 version and possibly Unreal 4 as well. I just have not tested it. So to get started, we just go ahead and create a new material. I'm going to call it m_UV demo for myself. I'll go ahead and open it up. And here, let's go ahead and just create a texture sample parameter. And I'm going to call this base color for myself. This is so we can have something to visualize and to actually pipe into our UVs. So to get started, if you hold down U and left click, you get the texture coordinates, right? And so if we plug this in and then make a material instance of this, we can now swap out the base color in here, right? And if I grab one of the Megascans textures I downloaded and plug in the base color, right, we have our base color. So already, if I brought in this rock and we replace the texture on it with the material, right? So this is our base. But of course, this scales with the object and we want to maintain the scale of the texture. So to do this is actually very simple. Before this input for the texture coordinate, you want to get object scale. So once you have the object scale, I'm going to add up all of these, all of the different axes. So I'm going to add X and Y, and then I'm going to add Z to it. So we have all three values added up into one, and then I'm going to divide it all by 3. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to get the average of all of the scales that we do. So if you scale it only one axis, it'll still increase the texture tiling. We can now go ahead and multiply it by our object scale and then plug it in. Immediately you could see if I scale this up or down, it automatically is scaling the texture with it. So now we're able to get very easy control of how large we want all of our rocks to be. So as you can see, this detail on this large rock is the same scale as this detail on this rock, same detail as in this rock. So this allows you to really easily use one object with a tiling texture and make a lot of really nice variation without needing to worry about texture resolution scaling up or scaling down too high. So let's go ahead and actually also plug in the roughness to get a nice demo here. And I'll also plug in a normal. There you go. So now already this is, you could see, this has been made of different rocks, but it really feels like it all blends together. And I can real quick just go in, adjust anything, have it intersecting, have one that is absolutely massive, maybe in the back, and it all will read together because the scale of the texture is correct for everything. And this is not triplanar, so it's far more efficient. But of course, when you have even this rock, right, and you have the right side by side, well, you can tell it's the same rock because, right, it's the exact same highlight in the exact same position. So let's go ahead and modify our UVs one more time to give it the slight variation between the objects. For that, what I'm going to do is grab object position in world space, and we're going to multiply it by random values. And the reason for that is if I do object position, if I move each one of these on a grid by 10, then it will have the same value each time. But if I multiply it by 3 random values, for example, 2, and just mash the keyboard and then plug this in, this will randomly offset all of these values. So it should break up that monotony. So once we have that, we go ahead and break float 3. So we want to get the individual axes because we need to use this inside of UVs, which are a float 2, and this is a float 3. So for that, we're going to go ahead and add the red and the blue channel, and we're going to add the green and the blue channel. So you can think of these, this might say RGB, but think of them X, Y, and Z, Z being up. So it will offset the X if it moves up or down and along the X axis, and it'll adjust the Y if it moves up and down or along the Y axis. Then we go ahead and use the frac node to only get the fraction of it. So the frac does basically, it cuts off any number, any whole number, and only leaves the decimal points, which is what we want. If you offset this entire thing by 1, 2, 4, 8, doesn't matter. If it's a whole number, it's effectively looping itself. So we only care about the fraction. After that, we go ahead and append the two, and we add it onto our setup here. And if I hit apply, immediately you could see these have now offset. So if I slightly move these around, you can see how it's randomly placing these. Now, one other thing I like to do, this is what I found personally, is also multiply this entire thing by a value. That way it moves at a slightly different pace than it does currently. Because if I turn off snapping and I move this, you can see it's doing it, but you can adjust the speed by just changing the scale here. If I change this to, let's say, 2.5, the speed for the same distance that it moves can be adjusted there. So this is not necessary, but if you want to adjust it, you can. But now we have things being broken up quite nicely, and it is fully randomized. So this rock does not look like this rock, this does not look like this rock, does not look like this rock. So we're able to have nice variation with one texture, with one object, and unless you start looking at the actual shape that is repeating, right, because the outline of the object doesn't change, this now gives you all the nice variations you want. And you can go in, place things around, scale them however you'd like, and it'll all work together beautifully. Nice and quick for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider hitting the like button, subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.